to really would make a young parent like my daughter be almost like frightened to take her child out anywhere.
Sure. Yes.
And it is a horrible place. And we have to find the beauty that God gave us.
Right.
Whether it be in relationships, in charity, in helping, you have to find that. And you have to keep yourself in a very positive, beautiful environment.
Absolutely. Well, C.S. Lewis said something really interesting, and I'll mess up the quote, so I'm just going to generalize it.
That's okay.
But he said there's no neutral ground. I think, even in my own life, there's times where I feel like, I don't want to be like too godly. I just kind of want to be an average. There's no neutral ground. So it is so important and so powerful to be a part of the positive movement, that's taking place in places like Brevard Rescue Mission. As you mentioned, there's a lot of good nonprofits. I'd love to name some, but I'll leave some important ones out. It's so important not just to have faith. That's obviously your why. That's the reason for life, right? I mean, that's so important. But then what are you going to do with that faith? And I think that's so important because, once again, there's no neutral ground. We are in spiritual warfare. So it's just exciting to be on that positive end. Just to see life change. You talked about Denise. There's nothing more powerful than seeing a life transformed by Christ. And unfortunately, on our news, we don't see a lot of that. We see a lot of the opposite.
Yeah.
But it is, and I think it's important for young moms and for children as early as possible to put their faith to action.
Right. I agree.
Huge.
A couple back in September, we. Brevard Rescue Mission and the ladies and some of the staff, we participated in a Bible study group. And I was able to experience 2 of our ladies give their lives to Christ. They got baptized. It was the most amazing thing I had ever seen. It was amazing.
It's very emotional, I would imagine.
My
Good.
goodness.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Was it done in the ocean or at a church?
It's at the church.
Yeah. I've seen it when I was at the beach once.
Yes.
Oh, that's
And
powerful. Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful
Yeah.
because you're here with nature and the water
Yes.
and the salt and the sun. It's really very moving.
It was a 6 weeks of study. And then after there was a retreat, that retreat was life-changing. It was powerful. It was so powerful that two of the ladies, one of them had never been to church. She got baptized.
Well, and what's so cool, one of our staff. So we actually had 3 ladies, but one of them was our staff person. I won't name them, but that rededicated their life and got baptized as well. So, what's so cool when you're on the side of good and you're doing things for Christ? You end up being more blessed. You may show up and say, hey, I want to help people, which is awesome, which is a great motivation. But when you show up and volunteer, you're the one that walks away with the blessing.
Right. Exactly.
I'm getting emotional. Yes.
Well, it's an emotional, it's
absolutely.
a very emotional path. It's not, it's not anything that you can take lightly. It's something that means very much to both you and now me too as well.
Absolutely.
I absolutely want to do my share and help and volunteer and with donations or whatever I can help with.
Absolutely.
Now, I know we're having a luncheon tomorrow. I don't believe there are any more tickets available, correct?
There are no spots available that I know of.
Okay.
And it's called Women Who Care Share. We're not saying the men don't care because I will be there and I care deeply, Denise. But it's Women Who Care Share. Hey, Eleanor said we can have fun on this show. It's Women Who Care Share. It's our 8th annual. It's our largest fundraiser. It's really the only major fundraiser we do all year long because we don't want to harass our donors, and we're very appreciative of them, and we don't want to be one of those agencies that has 12 fundraisers per year. But we'll have over 450 people at this event. Probably 98% women. We will have some male board members. I'll be there. But Stacia is the main speaker, and we're really excited. That's going to go on tomorrow, Hilton Rialto.
Right. I'll be there.
11:30 to 1.
Awesome.
You're coming? Oh, fantastic. I didn't know that. Oh, my goodness. There you go.
Let me tell you now how I got involved. I was involved because I guess online. I don't know. You know how Facebook is crazy, social media. And I was talking to a lovely lady by the name of Mary Francis. And I don't know her last name. And she said, oh, I have a friend of mine, Karina. Okay, you know Karina. Okay,
good. You know her. I don't. Okay,
yeah,
good.
Absolutely.
And she said, Karina would love to have you at her Christian Woman, maybe to speak one time. And I'm like, oh, I would love to do that because I have a wonderful, wonderful past. And I ended up not meeting with Karina, but kind of talking with Karina. And we've had extensive Facebook messaging.
Wow.
Okay.
Talks. Wonderful. And then through Karina, I met Ginny.
Are you talking about Jenny Whitley?
Yes.
The famous Jenny Whitley. Everyone,
The famous-
I tell you,
I
at
got
least
hired.
in Merritt Island, everyone knows Jenny Whitley.
Oh, I got
Wonderful
hired.
family,
It was
wonderful.
her.
Oh, really?
Was it really? Okay. Okay.
You see
She's the one that recruited you.
Yes,
Fantastic.
it was
Okay, I didn't know
such
that.
a small world. And then
Yeah.
Karina and Miss Jenny invited me to the luncheon tomorrow. So that's when I'll be there as well.
Well, that is awesome.
Yeah,
I did
I'm
not
so
know that.
excited.
I just called Karina
Great.
yesterday just to say hi.
Yeah, she's a wonderful
Yep,
woman.
she's
so powerful with her words. And
Yeah.
she was going through some trials and tribulations
With her
recently.
son,
Yes. And you know how she kept herself
Yes.
so above and beyond. Not me. I don't think I really would have done
Yeah,
that.
Yep. sure.
I think I would have fell apart, fell
Sure.
on the floor. You would have had to pick me up. You know,
Yeah.
which is quite a task lately these days. You know.
I called her yesterday because I was thinking about her
Yes.
and her family.
Yeah.
And I said, we just wanted to just check on you, Brevard Rescue Mission. We appreciate you. And she's like, oh my goodness. And
Yes.
just out of the blue, she just
Came to you.
All right, I've got another unique aspect of Brevard Rescue Mission.
Okay,
Y'all ready?
let's hear it.
I have never been a part of an organization where we have so much staff thanking our donors, calling, handwritten letters. Our board is all over it.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. You
Yeah.
know, Jenny Whitley, everybody knows Jenny Whitley, huge supporter of ours.
Yeah.
You know, she's on our board of directors. But, you know, we don't have to pay people. This is unique. We don't have to pay people. We don't have to encourage people. We don't have to coach people to go out in the community and say good things about Brevard Rescue Mission. And that's unique because a lot of other organizations, once again, great places, I couldn't get my board to do that. I couldn't get my volunteers to do that. And to me, it just shows that true life change in the name of Christ is taking place. And when that happens, we get excited. I think of grandparents, right? Now let me ask you, have you ever been on the flight, you know, where you end up sitting next to a grandparent? What do?
Pull out the photos.
and here's what I love. They're going to pull out the photos whether you want to see the
them or
photos or not, right? But
You're
what that is,
right.
that's passion.
Yes.
That's passion. Like, hey, I know you probably don't care, but I'm going to show you my grandson.
Yep.
Here he is here. Here he was last year. Because the passion just overflows. And that
Exactly.
happens all the time at
And it
Brevard
seems
Rescue
like
Mission.
that's exactly what
It
happens
is.
there because it was just by freak accident that I met Mary Frances and she says, oh my God, you have to talk to Karina. Karina would love to have you at her meeting. So I got with
great.
Karina, then I got with Ginny, then I found out my daughter's good friend Jennifer Garcia is also
Wonderful.
involved.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Like
Yeah.
so many people. It's like really in Melbourne, you know, they say every 6 degrees in the
Right,
world.
right.
But here in Melbourne, honey, I think it's every
there.
second degree because it's a
Right.
small
Yeah,
town.
sure,
But
sure.
it's so amazing
It is
how
amazing.
people
Yeah.
just hook up not hook up, you know what I mean? Get together.
We got you.
That's
Yeah.
a long
No, we got you,
terminology.
yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. So are there any upcoming, besides tomorrow's luncheon, is there anything else happening events-wise that people can mark on their calendars for Brevard Rescue Mission?
Well, we did mention it earlier. One of the most exciting news we have is next fall we're going to open the First Baptist home that we're calling the Tree House.
Okay.
Which is going to enable us to grow our program 50%.
Oh, wow.
Once again, women and children, lives being transformed in the name of Christ. Same kind of program. But we're super excited because we turn away about an average of 200 women and children a year just
That must
because
break your heart.
just because we're full.
Right.
You know, just because we're full. So that's a huge answer to prayer. So that should be taking place around October, hopefully. You know, it's great. You know, construction's booming, but a lot of the construction taking place at this house is volunteers. So we're shooting for, you know, we were hoping for August. We were hoping actually for yesterday, but probably most like October. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
Yes. Denise just asked me a question, but
So
I said yes. You can mention
I have
them.
to share this story.
Yes.
So after the Hurricane Matthew, I was out and about. One of our apartments had some minor damage, and I went off to Home Depot, and I was wearing my Brevard Rescue Mission T-shirt, and this lovely young lady stopped me, and she said, "Can you tell me about Brevard Rescue Mission?" And I said, "Sure." So when I started talking to her, and she said, "I would love to come take a tour." I said, "Absolutely." A couple of days later, she came out and she did a tour, and she was so moved. She started crying. And she said, "You know, we do a lot of stuff in the community, mainly veterans, but this is such a powerful and exciting program. We want to give you some money." Home Depot came out and they replaced some floors in one of our apartments. put new cabinets, flooring in our kids club program. They just finished that project last Friday. And let me tell you, the transformation is unreal. It is just, and I just want to thank them so much for what they have done. The kids are so excited.
Can we talk a little bit more about the kids club?
Absolutely.
Yeah, 'cause we have a little-
So let me just plug this.
left.
So we have over 30 churches in Brevard County that support us and are super generous. And once again, I'll try not to name any because I'll leave some out.
Of course.
But this is a real unique situation. So we're excited to publicly thank Home Depot. We have over 1,200 donors and volunteers that privately support us. So we're greatly supported, but it's really difficult, as you can imagine,
Yes.
to get the big names in there.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is really, but once again, Kids Club is one of the most important things we do at Brevard Rescue Mission because with a lot of these women, it's hard to play catch up. Once again, they're kind of
Right.
doggy paddling, keeping their head above water, trying to provide and do the best they can.
Right.
With the children,
Right.
okay, we can start from ground zero and prevent them from doing drugs and alcohol, prevent them from getting stuck in the cycle. So the fact that they reached out and helped us with Kids Club, it's huge.
It's huge.
It's huge.
And Betsy, our kids program director, is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
So
she's
can you
great.
tell me a little bit more about Kids Club?
Sure.
So what Kids Club, when the ladies have their Bible study, we have volunteers come in, mentor the children, play games, teach them the Bible, just teach them. It starts in kindergarten. Okay, we have kids from infant up to 12 years old. Now, in our program, we can go up to 16 years old. However, when you think about Kids Club, I don't
Right.
think any kids at that
Right.
age really
Do we have,
want
how
to
many
be-
kids do we have right now? It's close to
Right
20,
now,
isn't it?
we have 16.
16
Wow.
kids, yeah.
16
Now,
children.
is there
right
an
now.
age limit when the mom comes? What if the mom has a son or a daughter that's like 19 years old? You can't take them.
Right,
No.
not
Okay.
a minor.
Right.
No,
right.
that's okay.
It's
That's-
minor children.
Right.
Just to
Okay,
keep our
so-
kids safe.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, so go ahead. I'm
Absolutely.
sorry. I didn't mean to
So,
interrupt.
with the Kids Club, so we have volunteers that come and teach them the Bible, play games with them. We have a coach that comes out on Saturdays. The kids are unfortunately, not able to do sports in school. Some of the moms don't have cars to transport them back and forth. So we have a coach. He comes out every couple of Saturdays and does amazing things with
The
these
FIT
kids.
basketball team comes out. The women's basketball
Yes.
team. They came and celebrated Christmas with us. And we also have school tutoring as well, which obviously is huge for
really?
the
Yes.
You
success of the
do?
kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to throw the name out. Denise Turlings does a great job,
Yep.
as well as many other volunteers that comes and helps the kids
Oh, how
one-on-one
wonderful.
a lot of times with their
Yes.
schooling. So
And
that's
imagine
huge.
what the grades going, kids from failing
Yeah.
to just excelling in school. And we see that. We're seeing it right now. We had several kids that we had this past school year was doing poorly. It's amazing what they're doing now. We had a kid first time on the honor roll for the first time.
Yeah.
How important, how wonderful,
Yeah.
because
Yep.
they're getting the love.
Absolutely.
They're
That's
getting
right.
the attention.
Starts at home.
It starts at home.
Absolutely.
That's
And
right.
we consider, I take pride in what I do as facilities manager. These ladies should feel that they are at home.
Right.
When you drive up to our properties, it should be home.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, do
beautiful.
you accept furnishings as donation as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Again, I'm going to give you my card.
Also, I would like to also get a list. I know the list online just says, general, which is what I got my basket for, just general
Right.
health and beauty aid products.
Absolutely.
Being a woman, we
Yes.
know what we want and what we
Yep.
need. So, but the bigger ticket items, like people that are perhaps want to donate a couch or a chair or maybe
Sure.
mattresses clean in a bedroom or whatever.
So dressers, we're always looking for dressers. Not a whole lot of appliances because the apartments are so small.
Right.
We have to special order them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So those
So
are
dressers, what else is
Right.
like in need right now?
futons.
Actually, used cars as well.
Really? That's
A
another
lot of times
good
you
one.
run up miles on your car, you may get $2,000 or $3,000. Donate to us, you get the tax write-off.
Absolutely.
And when the women are ready to graduate the program, we can actually give them that car, which obviously we know transportation's huge.
Yes.
Of course it is.
So
especially in Brevard County.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean,
And they
there
take the
isn't
bus.
anywhere, unless you're living in a town
Right.
where you can act like Cocoa
Right.
Village to walk somewhere.
Right.
Right.
You need a car in Florida.
Absolutely.
So used cars, dresses, futons.
Now the mattresses were very, very touchy with
course.
the mattresses.
Of course.
We would prefer new mattresses
Okay.
or almost new,
All right.
because of pests and
Oh, of
and-
course,
and
of
stuff,
course.
right.
And how about clothing? You said correct.
Yes, we dress our ladies for success. We're